This is Orlando Wilson, and what I want to talk about in this video slash podcast is how to manage threats, how to manage clients that have threats on them, or if somebody's threatening you, what you can do to try to protect yourself. The first thing when anybody is receiving threats, whether it's your client, whether it's yourself, is you need to verify the source of the threats. You need to verify if the threats are serious or if it's just somebody playing games with you or somebody barking. Is it a stalker? Is it criminals, etc.? You need to know the source of the threat. I mentioned in a previous video before this one where a client contacted me, and to me the threat that they received against their son was a hoax. Somebody was just hoping to squeeze money out of them. That's it. It was a hoax. So this is where, from an ethical business point of view, you need to verify what threats the client are under. This is where a lot of clients get stung because they go to security companies, private investigation companies, and worst of all, lawyers who, when they go into their offices afraid, or when they make the initial contact and these unethical people identify that the client's afraid, they'll just milk them for as much money as they can, and a lot of times make them even more afraid. I know of one case in the US where one client, with a case I was associated with, dropped about $1 million USD on a lawyer, hotshot Tampa lawyer, and the lawyer ended up doing nothing, would not even send a cease and desist letter. Once the threat was in jail, then the lawyer started flying around trying to solve non-problems with the client's retainer. The client wasn't too happy, wasn't too impressed, but I take it he was friends with this lawyer. But the client's wife was even less happy because she's sure that they were getting scammed. But the lawyer was a hotshot, right? Anyway, after you've confirmed there's actually a problem, you need to start building up evidence to prove to law enforcement or prove to lawyers that yes, there actually is a problem. You need to record any threats that are made to the client or made to yourself. In some places, you're going to have issues recording voice calls, etc., legally, but I would say do it and sort out the issues later. There's a lot of places that is not admissible in court, but you need to start keeping a record of phone calls, text messages. If you're being stalked, if you're being followed, get pictures, get videos of the person that's following you, stalking you. If somebody's hanging around your house, get pictures, get video. Start building up a dossier on the threat or the people or person that is the threat on you. Why? Because there's two reasons why. From a security management point of view, if I'm supplying you with armed guards, where armed guards are legal, or even unarmed guards, if there is a confrontation and people get hurt, then we have the evidence to say, okay, this is not something that happened straight off the bat. It's something that's been building up over a matter of time. Whenever I deal with these cases where there is a good threat of violence, etc., where people are being threatened, I always contact the police as soon as I start providing services. And if nothing else, get a crime number, because that proves I'm in contact with the police. I've told them what's going on. So if anything happens in the future, especially if I'm providing armed guards and the guards need to use force to defend themselves or defend the clients, there's a record there that we've gone to the police initially and told the police what's going on. We've given them what evidence we've got, and we've told them we'll contact them as soon as we get any evidence, or if we believe there's going to be any physical violence or any issues. That's to cover your ass legally. Also, by building up a dossier on the threat, once you've got that dossier, you can go to the police, or, as I said, worst case scenario, go to a lawyer and try to take legal action against the people that's a threat. If the person is threatening you, you have evidence. It depends where you are, depends on the police department. Some police departments will take action. In a lot of places, their hands are tied whether they can take action, generally until there is an incident. But by building up this case, possibly the police will take your side and then will take action against the person that is a threat. Again, if you've got the money for a lawyer, the lawyer can start to take civil action, or again, push the police to take criminal action against the threat. And again, all this is a positive, because if force is used, if you have to use force to defend yourself, security personnel have to use force to defend you in the future, it all backs up the case that it was a defensive action and you have been stalked and harassed over a period of time. My goal with such cases is not for them to end up in shootings or violence. The days of people going around once a threat is identified with baseball bats and breaking their legs, that stuff is for the movies. These days, if you're running a legitimate business, a licensed business, and you don't want to end up in jail, you have to follow the rules, you have to do things properly, you have to abide by the laws, the local laws, the laws on use of force, and you should always have good records to back every action up, because you always need to make sure your ass is covered in case things go wrong. Wrong for you, wrong for your guys, wrong for the clients. So that's some basic information on how to manage clients or situations where there's possible threats involved or people threatening the client. There could be violence in the future, etc. We offer, if you have such problems, we offer online virtual consultancy services, etc. These days via Zoom or whatever messaging apps you use, secure messaging apps, we can provide you with real-time consultancies and help you plan out how you can deal with such problems, get sufficient training if required, or we can connect you with, well, we've got people in some places where we can connect you with reliable people that can help you deal with such issues. In the meantime, I have an array of articles online that cover personal security, close protection, etc., etc. I have an array of books online on Amazon that cover personal security, close protection, kidnap and ransom, and crime fiction. And we've got an array of videos and podcasts up now, again, covering personal security, close protection, etc. So if you're having issues, if you want to work out if you're in the close protection business, you want to work out how to manage this stuff, look through our content, because we've got a lot of it online. And if you still have questions, feel free to reach out for a consultation, or we're happy to answer any quick questions. If you're connected with us on social media, I'm not hard to find. We've got a lot of stuff, as I said, on social media. Check out the websites, Google me, and you will find me. So in the meantime, I hope this video has been informative. And remember, if you're dealing with such problems, you have to be very careful. You can first of all confirm there is a problem. If there is a problem, be very careful, and be very careful how you deal with it, because a lot of these, how can I put it, scumbags are not stupid. And if you do anything which they see to be criminal, or if you break the law, try and intimidate them back, you can end up in a lot of trouble yourself, legal trouble. So always be careful and cautious how you deal with these problems, and make sure you don't do anything that's going to end up getting you in a lot more trouble. So you have to be wary of making sure the scumbags don't hurt you, they don't hurt your people, they don't hurt your family, and also make sure in the process of dealing with the problem, you don't end up in legal hot water for anything which you thought was right, but ended up not being quite legal. So be good, stay safe, stay out of trouble, and remember, if you got any questions, reach out to us.